Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Nanda Amelia. My student ID number is 20030500040. I'm an English Education Department student of Universitas Maritim Raja Ali Haji. And now, I want to explain to you and I want to present to you about my review from a journal that title is Developing Narrative Text-Based Module for Teaching, Reading, Comprehension, Focus on Practically. This is written by Safianina Fitri from Riau Islamic University, and this journal was published by Journal of English for Academic. Alright guys, without wasting the time, now I want to tell you about the introduction. There are several theories regarding narrative text. One of them is from Jared and Wignall. The function of narrative text is to entertain and deal with actual or representative experiences in a different way, or as a reconstruction of events. The narrative also uses certain references. Reading can be interpreted as a thought process. It means something that is obtained from the reader as a person, and a process for understanding reading that is closely related to the experience of the reader. It means reading is an activity to gain knowledge based on experience. Therefore, it is necessary to be able to think, that is, actively in identifying the contents of the reading text. The ability to understand reading is not only the ability to read each word and each sentence. Oh my god. The ability to understand reading is not only the ability to read each word or sentence in a text, but the most important goal in comprehension is the ability to get and convey the message in the text by using our words and relate it to the information that has been excited in the reader's mind. And then, this paper emphasizes on the need to make teaching reading activity easy and more enjoyable through narrative text-based module. In teaching reading, there are some difficulties to comprehend and the narrative text. The narrative text used by lecture does not vary, so it is difficult to attract students' interest to read and work on practice questions. Alright, about the orientation, this structure is to arrange the scenes in the story and introduce the characters in the story. And then next, about evolution, this structure describes the situation in the story, which includes happy, sad, night, and day. And then complication, in the middle of the narrative text there is a conflict that causes problem or crisis. And then resolution. In this section, the problem in complication has been resolved, whether it's a good or bad. And then the last is reorientation, the end of the story, sad ending or happy ending. In general, the generic structure of narrative text consists of 3 stages, namely orientation, complication, and ending with a resolution. Alright guys, now I want to tell you about the method. The research should start with fun and analysis that consists of knowing what teaching material needed, continuing with prototype design, and end with judgment of the product. Analyzing the syllabus of the second semester college students to know what material taught appropriately with the standard competence and basic competence for teaching reading. And analyzing Islamic University of Riau in students' characteristic is as the basic awareness in developing the teaching material. It is done to make the instructional material that should be conducted understood easily by the students. Munir states that prototype design aims to determine the element that need to be loaded in the developing cooperative learning-based module for teaching reading. After mastering the related theory with the development of the process cooperative learning-based module for teaching reading, researchers then continue to develop draft of it based on relevant theories that have been studied. And then, after it has been developed, the draft must be reviewed repeatedly by the researcher or assisted by peers. After that, validated by the validator, then some revisions are raised. This step, the process of narrative text-based module, was made by a measured aspect based on a particular design, then consulted with the validator. Alright, now is about finding and discussion. After calculating the results of a pre-test and post-test, it shown that the students' reading comprehension achievement improved after using narrative text module. The improvement of the students' score can be seen in the following table. You can see the table on the screen. Alright, table 1 shows the result score of formative tests from the pre-test and post-test. There was an improvement. Result score pre-test mean score 66 and post-test mean score was 82, and the improvement score was 16 for formative test of narrative text-based module. This shows that the module-based narrative text is very helpful for students in understanding narrative text. During the learning process, the students were asked to give their question to the lecturer, find the information of the text, and argue the argument about the reading passage. These students are motivated by some activities such as simulating of students' curiosity because after read the text in module, the students' interest to read and answer the entire question. In order to be understood about the text, they are answer the entire question and predict the question based on information in the module. Alright guys, now I want to tell you about the last conclusion. The module was designed by the key answer for students. The key lets the students to be easy to access the students' worksheet. The module was designed to be guidance for lecturer to use students' module. Alright guys, I think that's all for me about I'm reviewing this journal. I hope you understand about why I explain. Sorry if I have a mistake, and I'm so sorry if my video is bad quality because my network is not good. I hope you can understand, and for my mistake I want to say sorry. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.